Where does Persona 3 take place? If you've ever lived in Japan, the Persona games will make you feel right at home. Well, the supernatural elements are naturally not present. Or are they? The real-world part of Persona is surprisingly close to how Japan feels in real life. I lived in Sapporo and Tokyo, as well as smaller towns in the Kanagawa prefecture, and while the places that appear in the Persona games are not one-to-one recreations, they do feel pretty close. And as a Persona fan, I naturally had to visit these locations the game takes place in, without disturbing the locals, of course. If you take a look at the map of Persona 3, be it the remake or the original, it looks quite similar to a certain place in Tokyo. That place is Odaiba. Some people seem to think that this location is based on Kobe, but I beg to differ. Based on the involvement of the Kirijo Zaibatsu, I would assume that it would be located in Tokyo. Not only that, but if you take a look at the locations of Persona 3, they do bear a close resemblance to the real-life locations in and around Odaiba. They aren't one-to-one recreations, of course, but they do look similar. The footage here is not taken by me, but by French YouTuber Culture Japon. Check out her channel and the link in the description. Odaiba is located in a district in Tokyo called Minato, where Shinagawa is the most famous station. Odaiba is an artificial island linked by a bridge. This bridge is called Rainbow Bridge in real life, but in Persona 3 it's known as Moonlight Bridge. This is the bridge you see when you arrive in Iwatodai. It's also the bridge where Aegis and Ryoji fight. Odaiba, like Port Island, is reachable by monorail. The monorail is pretty significant in Persona 3. Not just because you use it most days to travel from Port Island to Iwatodai, but it's also the place of the first boss battle in the game. Another location where you spend a lot of time in Persona 3 is the Iwatodai dorm. This is based on a building located near Hamamatsucho Station. In real life, this isn't a dorm, but a French restaurant. At least it used to be. For people who play the English version of Persona 3, this might remind you of Mitsuru, but in the Japanese version of the game, she actually speaks English instead of French. The school is located on the main island. Now, the real Odaiba doesn't have a high school on it, but it does have an elementary and junior high school called Odaiba Gakuen. Another place you'll visit frequently is the Paulonia Mall. Its real-life equivalent in Odaiba is called Venus Fort. It's a big and expensive mall with European-style decor offering fashion boutiques, outlets, stores, and a food court. Unfortunately, Venus Fort is closed now, so you can't visit it anymore, but it was around when Persona 3 was made. If you take a look at the interior, it's pretty clear where the inspiration for Paulonia Mall came from. Again, it's not a one-to-one recreation, but it's pretty close. There's another location that's pretty significant in the game, and that's Naganaki Shrine. It looks pretty close to Shinagawa Shrine, so I assume this is the shrine it's based on. Now, I'm pretty sure there are some people watching this who will be adamant that Persona 3 is located in Kobe. Well, I've never been to Kobe, but if you have any similar places to the dorm, Moonlight Bridge, the shrine, or Paulonia Mall in Kobe, it would be interesting to see. Until I've seen that, I think Minato and Odaiba are the closest two real-world locations for Persona 3, and it seems like the Japanese fans I've heard from feel the same way. Have you been to these locations or plan to visit them? Please let me know in the comments below. For more videos related to Persona, watch this playlist.